Hello again, music fans. I am here to do another metal genre spotlight, this time for death metal. Okay? So, like I've said before, I'm not too well versed in death metal. Anybody who has seen at least one or two videos here on this channel knows I'm more into the power metal, thrash metal, traditional metal type of thing. But I do have some, okay? And I think these albums are pretty good. I'm also here recording in another part of the house just to check the lighting, okay? So we'll see how that goes. Let's start it with the band who wears death metal on the name themselves, the legendary band Death. Here with Individual Thought Patterns. Now, when I listen to death metal, I like to hear at least a bit of melody and also some technical stuff right there, to have it a bit of on the progressive side, and this certainly fits the bill. Individual Thought Patterns. It has that aggressiveness, but also the technicality. Okay. This is one of their later albums when they went more in that direction. I really recommend it. The next one here is for Arch Enemy, and I'm going to spotlight two of them, because they are with two of their different singers. Here is their debut, which is Black Earth. All right. And this one, I believe, is a reissue, though it has also been reissued again. Right here with their original male singer. A lot of great songs here. Bury Me an Angel, Dark Insanity, Eureka. Really good stuff here from Arch Enemy. And a lot of people, would call this the Swedish death metal with that has more of that melodic side to it. That certainly is the case with the other album I'm going to highlight, which is Wages of Sin. And this was really my introduction to death metal. Here in this one. This is the 2-disc set with the second disc having some bonus tracks, some covers right there like Starbreaker, Aces High, Scream of Anger. Here now, this was the debut of their female singer, Angela Gassau, though she would later leave the band and be replaced by Alisa White Glutz, I believe her name is, who has been with the band like for about three or four albums or so. Okay, but this is Wages of Sin, the debut with Angela, and it is really one of their best known albums, and for good reason. Enemy Within, Burning Angel, Heart of Darkness, Ravenous, tracks that they still play live today. Another band that in their beginnings were pure death metal, but then have since morphed, into a more progressive metal band. And I am wearing their shirt right now. It is Amorphous. Though in this album, we have Tales from the Early Years. Which is a compilation of songs from their early years, as the title says, where they are completely death metal. Though again, with touches of that folk and progressive tendencies that they would have in later albums like this one, like Under the Red Cloud. Okay, Amorphous, a band that has, really opened my eyes over there to European metal. Okay, now we go with Insomnium, a band clearly in the melodic death metal camp. Heart Like a Grave. Okay, this is indeed has a lot of melody in it. It combines the death metal vocals with the melodic vocals. Okay, I'll be putting the titles and the years of the albums down here. Insomnia, Heart Like a Grave. An album that made a lot of people's best of lists when it came out in 2013. That would be Carcass from England, Surgical Steel. Right there, really cool cover. A band that was grindcore in their beginnings, but then later shall we say, cleaned up their sound and went into the more technical death metal. Really cool cover right there. All right. I believe they have recently put out an EP, as of the making of this video. A great American band with which has been great since the get-go, and that is Nile. Okay, Vile Nilotic Rites. This is, as of the making of this video, their latest album. And if there's any band that really goes into the technical side of death metal, it's this one. All right, Vile Nilotic Rites from Nile. And one of the things I can say about Nile is that they have really cool song titles. The Oxford Handbook of Savage Genocidal Warfare, Vile Nilotic Rites, Seven Horns of War, That Which is Forbidden. In all of their albums, they usually have very long song titles, which are very evocative of their theme, which is Egypt and Egyptian mythology. I'm gonna be closing it out with some of my local scene, a band from my local scene. This is CRS, also known as Cirrhosis, and this is the Collector of Truths. Really cool cover right there by Mexican artist Tony Sandoval. This is a band here from the north of Mexico, where I live. Again, very technical death metal, though the vocals are pretty brutal, But on the instrumental, the guitar side, it does have that progressive side. In fact, they label themselves, or at least their label labels themselves. Their label being Concreto Records, right there, as a progressive death metal. All right, and I really enjoy this album. This is a band that's been around for a long time, even though they only have 2 albums and an EP, which they just recently came out, and I'm going to be showing that in the next metal update video. All right, there we go. CRS, also known as Cirrhosis, great Mexican death metal. All right, well, that does it for my spotlight on death metal, on a genre that I'm really hoping to get more into, because I've really heard bands like Obscura, which I really like, and also the Mexican band Solitude, which I've sampled some tracks, and I hope to get some of their stuff in the future. That's it for this genre spotlight. Thank you very much for watching, and keep rocking.